What's good, YouTube? I'm back with week 4 of the NNDL Nation Draft League Season 8. And we're facing off against Curtis, the Season 7 champion, coach of the Wisbecktown Weezings. And he's got a pretty annoying squad, to be perfectly honest. He's got the Tapu Koko, Mega Slowbro, Snorlax, Talonflame, Scizor, the Zarude, the Gligar, Cobalion, the Grumpig, Gloom, Rampardos, and the Sliggoo. So, very problematic for me, especially like Mega Slowbro and the Tapu Koko and Scizor and things like that. Very problematic, huge threats. Snorlax and Mega Slowbro can be especially annoying. Quite some synergy they have there. And he's got 12 Pokemon, which is 2 different sets of 6 that he could bring without lapping over, you know what I'm saying? And then, obviously, an incredible amount of different ways he could bring this squad. Like I said earlier in the season, the top 6 are the things that I think he will bring for sure, and the next 6 are the things that I think aren't so for sure, but are still, aligned in order of what I think will come most likely. So, outside of the first 6, Gligar and Cobalion are likely. The next 3 aren't very likely. The next 4 aren't very likely. But the most likely are his first 3, Tapu Koko, Mega Slowbro, and Snorlax. I think he'll definitely bring those 3. I'm carrying the Focus Blast on my Mega Alakazam and my Infernape for the Snorlax, and obviously some other things. Anyways, my Mega Alakazam's set to outpace a Tapu Koko's max speed. And I'm packing the Psychic, Shadow Ball, and the Focus Blast, which is pretty much going to hit everything on his squad for neutral damage. And then my Infernape is I think it's a Focus Sash variant. Actually, I'm packing the Focus Blast and the U-Turn, as well as Toxic. I'm also packing the Toxic Spikes on Nidoqueen so that I can hopefully set that up and poison the Mega Slowbro and the Snorlax. Those 2 are, like I said, problematic, and I do want to get my rocks up as well to hinder the Talonflame if he doesn't bring the heavy-duty boots, which he could be like a Choice Band or well, I guess that's pretty much it, unless you wanted to rock some kind of natural gift for like grass or electric for Suicune, like a natural gift electric in the electric terrain versus a bulk up +1 Talonflame would do major damage to my Suicune, so we wouldn't want that. That would be very problematic. Speaking of Suicune, I got the Scald, the Protect, Calm Mind, and Substitute. I don't really see myself staying in versus the Koko unless I have a sub up. That way I can just fire off a Scald and get off some decent damage. But this set is pretty much awesome versus the rest of his team outside of Gloom, I suppose. With Calm Mind, Protect, pretty much, sub Calm Mind. It's pretty much invincible and can take advantage of his Talonflame, his Slowbro, and even this Scizor and Snorlax. So it's really nice for me. Protect, obviously, just a scout. I'm not exactly sure what kind of set he'll bring on the Koko, because I do have the Nidoqueen and the Serena. So I've also got Protect on my Mega Alakazam, so I can scout for things like Pursuit on the Snorlax and the Scizor. So he could have Pursuit on those. I want to be aware of that. And packing the Focus Sash, like I said, on the Infernape with U-Turn, Fire Blast, Focus Blast, and Toxic. So Fire Blast is going to wipe away his Scizor and the Cabalion. It'll do more damage to the Gligar than Flare Blitz will, depending on the set. My Mana Buzz is Taunt, U-Turn, Whirlwind, Roost, packing the Whirlwind, so I'm not just beaten by like Calm Mind, Slowbro, and Curse, Snorlax, things like that. And I've got the Taunt to hopefully prevent the Slowbro from healing, so I can just U-turn out and go into something and start attacking again from there. But just to make sure that the Slowbro isn't healing. So next up, like I said, I've got the Toxic Spikes on my Nidoqueen with the Black Sludge and the Poison Point. I'm packing the Poison Point because he likes to run Volt Turn, and probably will run U-Turn on his Coco if he decides to bring a U-turning variant or like a momentum gaining variant, and then Poison Point could come into effect there. Could also get the Talonflame as well, and I'm packing the Earth Power and the Ice Beam as well as my it being my Stealth Rocker. So Earth Power pretty much hits everything on his team outside of the Gligar and the Zarude and the Gloom, which Ice Beam hits, which is really nice for me. And like I said, packing U-Turn on so many Pokemon and Volt Switch. Oh, he's probably not going to bring Volt Switch this match because of my Nidoqueen, but U-Turn. So I got the Serena with the Rocky Helmet, hoping to chip down his team and put them all in range of Mega Alakazam and my Infernape. I got the U-Turn for momentum and just to force switches on things like Tapu Koko and Snorlax. Excuse me, not Snorlax, but the Mega Slowbro and perhaps the Zarude and the Rampardos if he decides to bring it, which is probably not so likely. I also got the Synthesis and Rapid Spin to get rid of rocks on my side and for longevity. So pretty much a squad. Got the Mixed Spadef with the Queenly Majesty. Could potentially block like a Choice Banded Scizor that was locked into Bullet Punch. I could gain momentum on that as well. So yeah, that's going to be the team. And we're going to go ahead and hop into the battle now. Alright, so here we are with the battle. And my opponent chooses to bring his trusty Snorlax. He even has it in the first slot. I think that's how that works. I'm not really sure how that works, honestly. I think it's in the first slot, though. Anyways, he's got the Tapu Koko, the Rampardos, the threat that I did not think would come. He's got the Talonflame, the Mega Slowbro, and the Cabalion, so no Gligar, which is really nice for us, actually. And he chooses not to bring the Zarude, which is also really nice for us. Because, I'm going to be able to spam Psychic with my Mega Alakazam. I'm going to be able to get in my Suicune and not have to worry about that. And Suicune's actually looking pretty nice. So I wasn't for sure what my opponent would lead with. I thought there was a possibility of the Cabalion, the Tapu Koko, even the Talonflame, and I wanted to lead with my Nidoqueen, but I thought there was a possibility that he could lead with his Mega Slowbro. So I kind of wanted to lead with my Serena, but I do ultimately decide that getting up Toxic Spikes would be better, so I'm forced to hard switch into my Serena on the Slowbro, and he gets a nice Scald off there, and he gets the burn on turn 1. So that's a little bit unfortunate for me. I'm going to stick with my plan, though. It's just to force him out. I don't think he's going to stay in and potentially take a Toxic or see me reveal the Aromatherapy and stay in as I tank another Scald or perhaps a Psychic and then recover up on the following turn. I think he wants to hard switch out, and I'm going to use that opportunity to U-turn. I'm not packing the Aromatherapy. I got the Rapid Spin and the Synthesis U-turn and the Drop Kick, so I couldn't actually Aromatherapy there. I do get my Suicune in here, and I'm just going to fire off the Scald. And I do catch the Koko, which is nice, and I get a burn back, so that's going to be fair game there. He does go for the Calm Mind, and at this point I'm like, what? Oh, he's got the stored power. So for the second week in a row, I'm facing uh, uh, my doomed against the stored power here. So I do get my toxic spikes up, predicting him to switch out, but he gets a huge chunk off here. He's going to be able to knock me out, so I do switch out to my Alakazam here because after the burn damage, he's going to be in the life orb and the burn damage. Excuse me, he's going to be in psychic range. So that being said, I just wanted to. I know I'd be able to tank the stored power, and nothing else he would go for would be able to knock my Nidoqueen out. So I did go into my Alakazam. I took a little bit of damage, dropped me down to 77%, and just going to fire off a Psychic. He does switch into his Snorlax, preserving his Tapu Koko. Perhaps he has Roost, and he can Roost up later in the match. But he will be poisoned, excuse me. And here I go for the Protect, and it turns out my the Snorlax is actually a more of a defensive variant. So had I calced this and realized the damage that my Psychic did was actually him being in range of my Focus Blast, I could have clicked Focus Blast, and obviously that's not a guaranteed kill because I would faint, or excuse me, there's a possibility I would miss, excuse me, not faint. I would miss, and he would get the pursuit off anyway. However, pursuit would not knock me out, and because I'm not switching, I don't think it would knock me out because I'm not switching. And he actually gets his berry back because I clicked protect, which is very unfortunate for me. And he actually gets a crit as well, but the crit didn't matter, I don't think, because it's facade and it was boosted by the toxic damage. So that's really unfortunate for me, not calcing the psychic damage and realizing he was in Focus Blast range. So I would have had a 70% chance to just knock out the Snorlax and have my own Mega Alakazam at 77%. So big oof on my part. I'm going to go directly into my Infernape, and I'm going to click the Focus Blast, which I think I miss again, which is really unfortunate. Here I'm going to switch out to my Serena as he goes for the Calm Mind. So this is pretty scary. Predicting him to go for Scald, I'm just going to switch into my Mandibuzz. I know I can take it. I didn't think he would risk Psychic, just being able to hard switch into my Mandibuzz. But yeah, he does just go for another Calm Mind actually. And then he slack offs, or uses slack offs, that sounds funny. And I whirlwind him out into the Coco. So that's a little bit unfortunate for me. I did get the Slowbro out, but brought in another threat. I'm just going to go into my Serena and U-turn out immediately as he brings in his Talonflame. And here I'm just going to click Substitute, I think, as he goes for the U-turn. I figured if he hard switched, I would still be behind the sub, and I could just go for the Scald. Pretty much plays out just like this turn does. And I'm going to go for the Scald. After the Life Orb damage, he is in Scald range, which is really nice for me. So he took a round of burn damage when he came in, and then took a round of Life Orb damage. So he immediately brings in Snorlax, and he's going for it. So he reveals the curse. I go immediately into my Mandibuzz because I do not want this thing to be a huge issue. And it has the potential to. So it's... and he makes a hard switch out into his Rampardos, immediately threatening my Mandibuzz. He goes for the Rock Slide, and I go into my Mandibuzz. It does 29%, I believe. I don't have Protect on Nidoqueen. I wish I did at this point, and I could be out of range of the next Rock Slide. But he actually misses, which I would have been able to Revenge Skill him anyway, so I'm not sure if that's going to matter. However, he hard switches out into Cobalion here. I'm able to click Earth Power, and this is where it does start to matter. As he gets up rocks with his Cobalion, my Nidoqueen is starting to get healthier and healthier. He brings in his Rampardos here, and at this point I'm like, he's got to have the Earthquake. And I go into my Serena. He does less than 20%. I'm going to be able to survive the following one and boost up, assuming that he was locked in at that point. And I'm going to be able to Rapid Spin and get those rocks gone. So it's like Cobalion pretty much fainted for no reason. And he does take the Rocky Helmet damage with the Talonflame. And I'm just going to bring in my Suicune here and try to force this Talonflame out. He does U-turn out once again and goes out into his Snorlax, in which I'm just going to click Scald. get some pretty decent damage off there. And I'm kind of forced out here though, because he'll just recycle, then recover, and then curse up and continue from there. So I'm just going to go into my Mandibuzz and try to taunt him, and then try to beat him down from there. But he does go out into a Slowbro, then immediately hard switches out into Talonflame. What I was going to do was actually just, spend my taunts on his turns that he couldn't attack, or excuse me, on the turns that he couldn't recover or anything like that, so that I could recover on the turns that he attacks. But it's not going to work out for me. You turn out into my Suicune and just click Scald once again, and now Snorlax is in range as he preserves his Talonflame even further, perhaps for my Infernape, or perhaps it's possibly the only mon that can take down the combination of Mandibuzz and Nidoqueen at this point. He does get the Toxic off on my Mandibuzz, which is very problematic. I'm just going to click Taunt and go from there. He goes out into his Rampardos here, so I'm actually in pretty steep trouble here. However, he does go for the Rock Slide, trying to kill the Mandibuzz, as it was probably the most problematic to his team. And my Nidoqueen's able to survive that. However, he goes into Talonflame, goes for the dual Wing Beat, misses, and I go for the Ice Beam. Doesn't do much damage. I should have went for the Earth Power there. I don't know why I didn't go for the Earth Power there. That's so problematic for me. I don't think sometimes. It would have been really nice for me. But noticing that he's not, very offensive, I'm just going to go out to my Suicune, tank the dual Wing Beat, and then force him out once again. And as he goes into the Slowbro, now that he's poisoned, what I can do is just go and stay into my Suicune. I tried to knock him out here because it was a roll. I think it was a roll based on the calcs. But I wasn't able to knock him out there. He's able to recover up. So now I'm just going to go for this Calm Mind War. But I'm behind a substitute, so it's better for me. And he hasn't revealed any other move than Scald. And as long as I'm behind a sub, he can't Toxic me. So his Scalds won't be able to break my sub, and when they do, I can just sub again, and it'll take him forever to break my subs again. And with pressure, I will wear his Scalds out before he can defeat all my subs and then damage me or Toxic me. And my Calm Minds will be what I can trade off. And since pressure doesn't work against his Calm Mind, I can just Calm Mind to, stall his PP out of Calm Mind as well. That was the plan, and that's pretty much what's going to happen here. I'm not sure how long this goes on, so just going to speed it up just a little bit. So we just continue to go for the Calm Minds there, basically waiting on him to run out of Calm Mind, and then I'll have the advantage, or he will run out of Slack Offs, in which that I'll have the advantage too. So I'm trying to use the least amount of Scalds as I can use, while keeping up a sub and forcing him to attack me. And yeah, he does have Toxic as well, but I have Protect as well, so this can go on for a really long time, if we allowed it, which, we don't really have any rules against it, and there's still a chance, you know what I'm saying? I could misclick, I could hard switch, throw all of this hard work away. There's lots of things that could happen to try, impatience could play a factor, so I understand. But like I said, I was just going to play off into trying to win this Calm Mind War, and that's kind of what's going on. He Calm Minds, I Calm Mind, he calms mine, I do, he does, I do, he does, I do, he does. I went for it there again, because like I said, it could be a roll, but barely miss out, and back to the Calm Mind War we go. And every time he finally breaks my sub, then I will sub again. What could be problematic, though, well, I guess not really, because it still wouldn't do much, would be a crit, or a crit to break my sub on my last sub, and then he Toxics me before I can damage him. And I think his Toxic damage would rack up more than what what mine racks up versus him. But here we are at 12% again. I'm going to go for the Scald, and I finally get the knockout on this thing. Turn 75 after, like, I think 30-plus turns of back and forth. He's going to go for the dual wing beat, and it's not going to break my sub. I'm going to go for the Scald, and at plus 6, it does knock him out. We do get the nice 4-0 victory. The game was a lot closer than that. Middle Queen could have possibly fainted, and I don't think Mana Buzz was very high at this point either. But yeah, it's going to be week 4, and we're back on winning track. I think we're at 3-1 now, which is really good for us. But we still got so many games left, so we'll see how it goes. Let me know what you guys think. Leave a like, comment, subscribe, all the good stuff, and I'll see you guys next time.